Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm just gonna do a Q&A. So I received some questions from people who consume my content, people who love my content. So I'm just gonna answer every question that I've received. So yeah, tune in. Okay, so first question is, what is your purpose for being a YouTuber? So I think my purpose for being a YouTuber would be that I want people to see themselves in me. Like, for example, people who are struggling with self-contentment, people who are feeling like they don't fit in, they have to be a certain way, all the pressure that comes with being a content creator. I want them to see me and be like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. So I want to inspire people to start with what they have and just be content with themselves and just be themselves, because the hardest thing in this world is just to be yourself, because the society wants us to be a certain way, so I want people to be inspired when they see me and be themselves. So that is my purpose for being a YouTuber. So the second question is, what made you start a YouTube channel? So I started a YouTube channel for the first reason, to inspire people. Number two, I was challenging myself. So I remember back in 2021, I wanted to start a YouTube channel and I created content on my status. So I would usually create videos and edit them and then post them on my status. And then people were like, you're so good at this. Why don't you start posting your content on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, and YouTube as well. And I was not ready because I was struggling a lot with contentment, like being happy with yourself, being happy with who you are. I fell into this society trap of wanting to be perfect, wanting to be a certain way, wanting to be needing all the materialistic things to validate me and validate my worth. I didn't feel valuable enough. I didn't feel like I belong, in a YouTube space. So I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to challenge myself, and I feel like now more than ever I'm ready, because I initially wanted to start a YouTube channel in 2021, and now fast forward is 2024. And I kind of had regrets about not posting content. I'm seeing people are growing. I was like, I could have grown, I could have started. So it's a journey that I was like, okay, now that you've grown, now that you've learned, what do you want to do about it? And I was like, you know what, let me do it, because it's something I want to do, and I'm doing it for anyone to impress or whatever. It's something I love, So that is why I started my YouTube channel. So I'm on a journey of self-discovery, being content with myself. I'm learning as I go, and yeah. Okay, so third question, how did you come up with the content you create? So the content that I create, I think I saw a lot of videos of people posting what they're good at, and I've realized that each and every content creator, they have their specific niche, So if somebody is focusing on skincare, it will be skincare. If somebody's focusing on fitness, it will be fitness. If somebody's focusing on something else, it will be something else. So because I'm a person who was on a wellness journey, and I decided that let me use what people can relate to and what my experiences, and create the content with my experiences in what I'm going through in everyday life as a student. People can relate to that. And also through fitness, because I love working out, I meditate, I'm a person who takes care of their mental well-being. So that is how I came up with the content that I create. Have you started making money with this channel? I wish I had started making money on this channel. No, I haven't started making money on this channel. That's a very funny question. I haven't started making money on this channel. We're still pushing, it's just that right. How would you ensure your video blogs connect with your viewers? I think through the only way for me I connect with my viewers is to be relatable, and be real. I feel like people watch the content that they feel they can relate to. So for example, like let's say you're watching something on Netflix, and then you are going through maybe relationship problems. So you'll watch that because you wanna try and understand what the problem is with maybe men or women. So you see, what's something that you relate to. So I'm just gonna be myself, and I think people will relate to that. Okay, so what has been your most successful video, and why do you think it resonates with the audience? So I think my very successful video would be my very first video, and this one as well, because on my very first video, like, you literally see someone you don't even know, or but starting from scratch, like creating content from scratch. Like, this is the very first video. You have to understand, it's the very first video. So for me, it's successful. Like, if you can relate to that, like that very first video, that is my very successful video. And then this one, I think also people can relate to me on a deeper level, not just see me working out and not saying anything, just telling you about my day. You can literally see the person that I am, my personality, my thoughts, and yeah. So how do you deal with negative comments and haters? So far I haven't received any negative comment or haters. Sorry, I haven't received any of that, but I honestly don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care, and there are two reasons for that. Number one, I've been bullied. I have received a lot of hate growing up. I have received negative comments, all those things. So I think that made me strong, and made me the person that I am right now, who doesn't care what anyone else has to say, And then number two, it's because now, ever since I came to uni, I started studying about psychology, human psychology. So I kind of understand I understand where hate stems from. I understand where all those things that people would say about you, would point out about you, where it comes from. So I understand how the brain works. Okay, so what's your favorite part of being a YouTuber? My favorite part of being a YouTuber is just sitting like this and being on camera and speaking the whole day. Honestly, that's number one. Number two would be editing my videos, like documenting my life. It's so amazing. It's so amazing to actually document your life, each and every day, single piece of your life, and then put it together, and then it's just storytelling. So I guess that's my favorite part. You're just telling your story, and that's it. That's my favorite part of being a YouTuber, and just sitting like this and talking, engaging with you. Do you have any regrets in life? Not really. I don't have any regrets in life. I believe now my perspective has changed about life, because when I was in my teenage years, I would think that, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. But now I'm realizing that every choice that I have ever made, it has led me to where I am today. It has affected me either positively, negatively. So I don't really have regrets in life, but I'm taking life as a lesson, and I'm looking at it in a perspective that everything happens for a reason, and what did I learn from that instead of regretting it. How do you balance content creation with your personal life and other commitments? I think with time management, I balance things out. What is your everyday motivation? My everyday motivation is that you can do anything. If you can put your mind into it, you can definitely achieve it. So that's my everyday motivation. If you weren't studying, what would you be doing other than studying? I'd probably be creating content on YouTube. Number one, maybe. Number two, I'd probably be working. So depending on the situation, because we make decisions based on our circumstances. So I'd probably be creating content on YouTube, or I'd be working, or I'd be an assistant teacher in schools. So that's what I'd be doing. Advice to someone who's just starting out on YouTube. Okay, so I'd pretend as if I'm telling myself in 2021. Start where you are, start with what you have, believe in yourself, just be yourself, and don't allow any noise, external noise, to block you. If you really want it, just do it, So yeah. What's one thing you are slowly outgrowing and improving on? I'm improving on, okay, this is a very good question. There's a lot of things I'm improving on and outgrowing. Number one, it's accepting myself. I have outgrown being in a space where I hate myself. I'm in a space where I'm afraid to be myself. Like, I have outgrown that so much, and I'm so proud of myself, because I was a person who was afraid of showing themselves as they are, being authentic. I felt I need to be a certain way. I felt like I'm not enough, all those things. So I'm proud of myself that I'm confident. Once again, I'm content with myself, and I'm happy with myself, and I'm at peace with myself. Then number two would be my social media addiction. I had a serious social media addiction. Like, I would sit on TikTok for 5 hours and not do anything, and then feel bad after that. I'd be like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. I remember before my test week, I made a decision that I'm going to delete every social media platform, and then I'm going to be left with WhatsApp only, because I needed to communicate, obviously, and promote my business. So I remember I deleted everything, and then I remember a time when I was in the kitchen washing dishes. Like, my mind felt the need to always be checking my phone. And then I asked myself, I was like, why do you feel the need to check your phone? Because there's nothing there. Okay, you're gonna check WhatsApp, then what? You're gonna check Instagram, then what? You're gonna check TikTok, then what? You're just wasting time, And because social media was causing so much anxiety, like, I used to panic a lot. I felt like I don't have time, everything. Just all these crazy, weird things, that are happening because of social media. So I have outgrown that. Now, 3 weeks later, I'm clean. I put back my TikTok and Instagram because I want to post my content. But I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm just going to use you as a platform to promote my content, and then that's it. How do you find dating as a uni student? Okay. I think for me, dating is not hard, because I'm in a relationship with a person who's open-minded and who's aware of how things work in school, So I think if you are with a partner who's matured enough to understand that you guys are adults and you need to make decisions that will benefit you in the long run. You have to study, you have to compromise schoolwork, than going out, all those things. So if you're with a person like that, it's easier. So I think for me, lucky enough, I'm with a person like that. The person even motivates me to even do schoolwork rather than being on the phone with them, So I think it's not even hard. Like, just find a person who's matured enough to understand that this is life, this is how things work. We gotta do this, you gotta do this. You are your own person, I'm my own person, But when we together, we are one. I don't know why I said that, but I said it. Anyways, yeah, you guys with this question. Have you had any friendship breakups? Yes, honey. I've had multiple friendship breakups. How did you overcome that? I think as time goes, you start realizing that it's okay for things to end eventually, because I feel like, I understand that having a friendship, and then you guys you bond, you share a lot of connections, and everything that comes with being in a friendship. I understand what it means. I understand what a friendship is. But I also bear in mind that at the end of the day, I cannot control what happens to us, because time tells, time will tell what it meant, and it's either, what do they say, it's either a blessing or a curse. But I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, okay, it means it had to fall apart, I guess. Maybe we're not aligned, maybe God was protecting me, so I look at it like that. So I overcame that through changing my perspective about life and other factors that affect life in general. Biggest challenge as a uni student, I think, more than anything, I think everyone can relate to that. Number one, the biggest challenge of being a uni student is that keeping up to date, keeping up with lecturers. Like, these people, like they move like this, this week they're doing this chapter, next week they're doing this chapter, while you are still studying the first chapter, they're on chapter 4, that thing. I think that's the biggest challenge in uni. And number two would be making friends at uni is hard. I don't even want to lie, and I understand, because people are on their phones. People don't connect. At the end of the day, we are social beings. People don't want to connect. People are always on their phones. People are scary, So it's hard making friends in uni. Number three, would be for me, first year was, but now it's no longer a problem, having to study alone. I remember from high school, I was a person who used to study with a group of friends. So we used to study together, and it was nice. And then when I got here, I remember seeking that community so bad for 2 years, and I couldn't find it. Like, people didn't want to study. I remember that I texted a lot of people and I was like, can we study together? They were like, nah, I can't study with people, like do it alone. I'm like, okay. I think more than 5 people told me that, and then that's when I realized that, okay, it means that in uni you gotta do it alone, So yeah, that's the biggest challenge in uni. That was the biggest challenge for me. And yeah, making friends, studying alone, and what keeps you going? Okay, what keeps me going is I think because I work out in the morning. The first thing in the morning when I step out of bed and then I go and work out, that keeps me going. Like, no matter what can happen, as long as I have worked out, I did yoga, I meditated, then that keeps me going. Number 2, knowing how much I'm loved, I always feel appreciated, like, especially by my siblings. My siblings love me so much, like, they really, really do. If I'm having a bad day, and then I'm like, let me call my sister or my brother, and then they're just gonna tell me how much they love me. You should see their face when they speak, when we speak. Like, that is one thing that keeps me going, knowing how much I'm loved by my family, my partner. That keeps me going. I don't even want to lie. They just make sure that I feel appreciated, and the small things that they do, of which sometimes they don't even see, but I'm seeing that. I'm like, okay, these people actually love me, so that keeps me going. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you to everyone that has sent these questions. I'm really, really grateful for you guys. So yeah, see you on the next vlog. Bye guys.